and salutations all you friends and family, fans and followers of the Zita Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you for joining us here for episode 81 of The Revolution. I am your host with the most from the east to the west coast, like peanut butter on your breakfast toast, Emperor Zita. Coming to you from my favorite place in the world, the Fortress of Solitude here in Etobicoke, Ontario, Canada. So this week we have a very special prayer from Catherine. We hear how powerful Anthony's lungs are, and we have all of our other segments served up right to you. First off, I just want to say happy birthday to my beautiful, wonderful princess who turned 4 this week. I will have all the videos of these celebrations for you next week on Catherine's show because her birthday party is going to be hectic and I won't have time to edit it in before this airs. One last thing. So Mayor Rob Ford has admitted to smoking crack, says it was in one of his drunken stupors, which also means he's admitting to being an alcoholic. Plus, another video came out of him yelling and screaming and threatening to kill somebody and tear out their throat. Now, I can understand the media jumping all over him for lying about smoking crack. But the very next day after his confession, all of a sudden there's another video that the Toronto Star paid for just to make him look even more foolish. I have to say, someone made a very valid point this week and said it is a form of bullying what the Toronto Star is doing to Mayor Ford, and they are absolutely right. The guy has a substance abuse problem. That's understandable. Everybody has problems. Everybody makes mistakes. He is human. He is not infallible. And I may not be Rob Ford's biggest fan, but I think that the media should lay off of him a bit and let him get some help. Stop hounding him and bothering him and coming after his family. Leave the man alone. Let him get the help that he so desperately needs. Mr. Ford, I may not be your biggest fan, I may not be your biggest supporter, but in this endeavor, I think you need to go and get some help and the whole city will be behind you. Anyways, that is enough from me. So let's get on with the show. Rock and roll, baby! And here we go.
Hi. Hello. So Anthony is a week shy of 10 months. 2 from the 4 has officially popped through. It's bothering him badly. Not like he misses this one at all. He is a lean machine. He loves to eat everything. When I say everything, I mean everything. You think there's something that kids don't like? No, he likes everything. Sweet, sour, we haven't tried spicy, but bitter, everything. He loves the bunny. He's getting the hang of standing up, pulling himself up. In a playpen, in his crib. This week was Catherine's birthday. She turned 4, and so we're having her birthday party tomorrow. Should be interesting. Got 15 kids coming. I'm not really sad about her getting a year older. We had a girls' day. We went and got our nails painted, and then I took her to get her hair done. It was fun. 4 weeks and I go back to work. Woohoo!
So have another drink and give me all you got. Let me go and come and rock your world. Let me go and make me shimmer and shake. Standing in the midnight rain, I got my head on tight for the shade. Let me go, come on, take me home tonight. Shake it.
Man, I thought last week's Raw was bad, but this week's Raw was even worse. SmackDown wasn't much better, especially because it was way too much focus on our new heavyweight champion, John Cena. So Del Rio is getting his rematch against John Cena, and I for one am disappointed. I was hoping for a triple threat with Sandow, Cena, and ADR. Looks like after cashing in his Money in the Bank, Sandow has been relegated back down to the mid-card, even though they keep putting him in matches against John Cena. I think that would be a great feud, John Cena and Damien Sandow. A doctor of thugonomics versus a genius version 2. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to see Cena back, but I wish there would have been a little bit more time with him chasing the belt, not holding it and fighting off everybody that comes near him. Speaking of the belt, the Authority storyline with Randy Orton, The Shield, Triple H, his Putana versus The Big Show is getting ridiculous. In banning him from the arena, now they have hired him back on the say-so of the board of directors, and then beat the living piss out of The Big Show. Took 4 guys to take him down. I'm just waiting for them to set up the Big Show versus Triple H match. You know Big Show is not walking out of Survivor Series with that title. There's no way Randy Orton's going to drop the belt so soon. And not the Big Show. They're setting up Big Show versus Triple H. So you know Triple H is going to be involved somehow at Survivor Series. So it's looking less and less like there's going to be a 4-man Survivor Series match because CM Punk is now feuding with the Wyatts. Doesn't look like there'll be a Team Heyman versus Team Punk match. If anything, it'll be Team Punk and Bryan versus Team Wyatt. So the Wyatt family's got 3 members. They're going to need at least 1, maybe 2 more for a traditional match. But at least we have Daniel Bryan working with CM Punk.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Having these 2 guys work together is fantastic. Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, 2 of the best in the ring of all time. Which makes it official that Daniel Bryan is out of the title picture. After months of pushing him as a viable contender, WWE has relegated him back down to the mid-card in a mid-card feud with an emerging stable. The Wyatt family is great. Bray Wyatt is awesome, and I am definitely following the Buzzards. And they're going to have a great feud against Punk and Bryan, but I just feel it's a bit of a waste of 2 of the best. One thing that happened this week is Zack Ryder got on Superstars, baby! And he actually won the match! How surprising is that? But yet he wasn't on Raw, wasn't on SmackDown. It's like he doesn't exist to the WWE unless he's on a show that is only on the internet. Which is kind of appropriate since Zack Ryder is the king of the internet. I just wish he would start another show, call it Zacked, call it whatever you want, but I'm missing my Z True Long Island story. He should have never let WWE take it over, and he should start his own brand new YouTube show and bring his fans back. God knows he can't be doing any worse than he's doing now. Batman! Abby is from Sesame Street. She's a fairy. Because I want to sit. Because I want to sit. Because there's no view. No! Because it's me and ice cream. For the ice cream glass. Turn on the lights, please. Because of 2 dots. I can't see. No! Because I'm scared. Thank you. Thank you, Mommy. A leaf fire. In the shed. Spicy chip. A little pepper. Mama, stop tickling me.
It's fun.
No, it's not.
Yeah?
Name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear God, I offer up to you this day all my work and all my play, all I do and all I say. Help me to be good today. Amen. Name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
So yeah, as Catherine said, it is comic book day. We're waiting here at the bus stop for Catherine's bus. I've got my little man coming with me today. Catherine's going to school, so she won't be coming with us, but I thought you would like to do comic book day with us. So we're headed down to see Rob and Fred, the prophet and the expert, find out what they have to say this week. And tomorrow is Catherine's birthday, so we all want to wish her a very happy birthday here at the Zita Nation for comic book day. So we will see you soon, people. We're here. So we are back down here at Excalibur Comics, the greatest place in the world. Going up to see Rob and Fred today on this terribly overcast day. Just me and Anthony. Catherine's off to school. Meg is down to welcome you here. So we're going to head upstairs, find out what the boys have to say, and we'll see you there. Oh yeah, and I forgot. It's now time for the Steps of Doom. Hey, Fred's waiting for us! Alright! Yeah. This is Excalibur Comics, 3030 Bloor Street West, upstairs above the Kingsway Theater.
Okay, this week I'm sorry to report a sad note that Nick Hardy, artist who worked for DC Comics back in the 60s and 70s, passed away. I was 93 years old, and he was a talent. Well, he did a number of covers for the Action Superman title back in the 70s, 80s, but he's better known basically for his the first artist on the Teen Titans, and he's also known for the fact that he did a great character called Backlash. Even though it was short-lived, had a reputation of excellent scope. He'll be remembered, a very talented guy, and there is a book called The Art of Nick Hardy, so you should take a look at it. Nick Hardy passed away, and God bless you with the work that you did for us. Thank you. Forever Evil, for the one simple fact that it's got Dave Finch doing it, and Dave Finch is one of the great artists in comics right now. Jeff Johns is working on the book too. It's well written, but also very well drawn. The other one, of course, a great well drawn book, and of course is our favorite, and that is the Jim Lee Superman Unchained. And I would recommend, again, for the simple thing, is a lot of excellent artwork in this thing. And we'll get to a Marvel book, which I always seem to do. And of course, this is one of my favorites, and that's good old Iron Man. Now, Joe Bennett worked on Birds of Prey, is now taken over the book, so he'll be drawing it for a while. And he's, again, a very talented guy. So if you like good artwork, this is another great book for you to look at. Another book that I would recommend, and again, I know some people are not a big fan of Greg Land's artwork because it's almost like a photocopy thing, but I do like his artwork, and I would recommend the Mighty Avengers, the third issue. Again, I always kind of enjoy the stuff. It's interesting to bring in their Cthulhu mythology in here with the monster, and beyond. All right.
Oh, everybody's talking about Rob Ford. I was just thinking of an old Gary Bell Space Marine issue where he was saying it's a Masonic type Death and Rebirth. You criticize the member worldwide, ridicule. Next year they'll be even more famous, more rich, and so forth, more popular. When Clinton, his Monica Lewinsky trial, Clinton was Masonically killed and reborn. He also said Taylor Swift was also ridiculed worldwide when Kanye West criticized her on stage that she didn't deserve the award she got. I see the same pattern with Ford. He's being ridiculed, and somehow I think he'll become out even more popular or even more important in the future. With Ford, I think his brother Doug was talking to an Australian construction company. Found this thing in the internet, link between the Kenyan shopping center and the 9/11 towers. The leaseholders are the same, but also there's a pattern I see in this Westfield, Australia construction company. Also owned many buildings, not only 9/11 buildings with what's his name? Silverman? Yeah. They also created many other buildings that had bomb threats. In 2005, 2006, 7, 8, and 9, 5 of their buildings had bomb threats. Also in 2008, the Marriott Hotel in Pakistan was bombed. That was one of theirs as well. Marriott Jakarta, Indonesia was bombed in 2008 as well. They also were leaseholders with Silverman with the Twin Towers as well. They also have the contract to rebuild the towers. But interestingly enough, Doug Ford has been talking to Westfield to build up the harbor area for Toronto. So I don't know if you want to visit that once it gets completed. That might be a bombing target as well, according to this trend that everything they build seems to be a bomb target or bombed. Oh, I love this. Win or lose, it's funny.
Well, don't be sad, but another week is over here at the Zita Nation. Thank you for joining us here for episode 81, and come back next week for a brand new episode with Catherine's birthday celebrations right here on YouTube. Go back and check out all of my other episodes right here on YouTube, and subscribe to my channel, one word, Emperor Zita, right here on YouTube. Pick up your Drop Dead Pinups Electric Night CD, find them on iTunes, pick up their t-shirts, and follow them on Twitter for all the news on their brand new album at Drop Dead Pinups. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Emperor Zita. Head down to Excalibur Comics for all of your comic book conspiracy theory related needs. Goldberg.